Your son has been arrested numerous times, and court records describe him as a gang member repeatedly. In 2013, he was charged with a felony for attacking an off-duty police officer. Is he still a gang member?
Phil, my wife and I live in a neighborhood its share of problems, including gang activity. My son grew up in that community. It's been challenging. We tried to be as loving and as caring and as supportive of my son as possible. He made some mistakes. I'm not proud of it. Perhaps all the love that we gave him wasn't enough. Gladly, my son learned from his mistakes. He has 4 children that he's raising. He is a chef, and he mentors kids in the community. He turned his life around. I'm proud of him.
Is he still in a gang?
No.
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
I don't actually think this is a fair line of questioning.
Actually, with
I don't. I didn't raise this.
With respect, a lot of voters might wonder, Commissioner, if you can't keep your own son out of a gang, how can you steer? Excuse me. If you can't keep your own son out of a gang, how can you steer the city away from gangs and violence?
Phil, it was growing up in a neighborhood that has had its share of gang violence that deepened my resolve and my wife's resolve to stay there, to work to improve the community, to reduce gang violence. It was one of the highlights of my work at Enlace, the organization we were talking about. Today, people come from all over the country to look at the work that the organization has done in reducing.
Commissioner, that wasn't the question. If you can't keep your own son out of a gang, how can you steer the city away from the gangs?
My son has only been convicted of 2 misdemeanors. Okay?
He's charged with 2 felonies.
And what you are spreading is something that was published anecdotal in the newspaper. Okay? We did the best that we could for him. There are other things that you don't know about my son. Okay, and the work that he has done. He's been a mentor with the YMCA Street Intervention Program. He's worked for Ceasefire. He's mentored kids in the neighborhood and in many other neighborhoods. He has also worked on trauma issues in the city of Chicago. I mean, it's a great story, Phil. I'd like to introduce him to you.
I'm happy to give you the opportunity to tell that story. Now let's get back to the issue of pay to play and your son.
Yes.
One of Chicago's leading law firms, Mayor Brown, represented your son for free on a felony charge. Later, as a Cook County Commissioner, you co-sponsored a measure to give Mayor Brown the job of handling a $100 million bond deal. Why is that not payback?
Phil, when my son received the services from the law firm, I didn't ask the law firm to provide them. It was a mutual friend who referred him there.
Your campaign lawyer.
And it was before I was elected to the Cook County Board. Okay? They were friends. He's known him since he was 3 years old, Phil. He went to him asking him for advice on how to handle it. I did not see any conflict of interest. To this day, I don't see a conflict of interest. It was before I was elected to the Cook County Board. How much did the firm get? A minuscule amount for the work that they did. It came as a complete package. There was no reason for me to think that there was a conflict of interest or even the appearance of, or else I would have abstained. That's been my record of ethics in politics, Phil, and as a public servant.